Morning, world. Cutworm asked me a question about carburetors for the Volkswagen. So, in an attempt to answer your question, Cutworm, I'm going to take a quick look at the carburetor that I bought for this one. This is a dual port Volkswagen engine. Started out as a 1600. I put oversized pistons and jugs on it, so it's something like a 1641 or something like that. Now, this was a 34 PICT3 carburetor that I bought off eBay. Oh, it's worked out just lovely so far. 34 PICT3. And I don't see a name on it. I've got a bunch of carburetors. For example, this is a 2-barrel Volkswagen carburetor. It's actually a Holly 2-barrel. It's on an intake manifold that fits on a Volkswagen, and it fits into these dual port manifolds. This is a single port Volkswagen carb. Well, before I get to that, this is a 2 carburetor setup here, which is going to have one of these going to each side. That's a dual port setup with dual carburetors. And then here is a single carburetor with a Solex carb, which is a it says Volkswagen 34 PICT3. So that's basically a Volkswagen carburetor, but it's the same size, that 34, whatever that was. These single ones, they're both Solex carbs, but they're going to be smaller because they need to be smaller if there's going to be 2 of them. So I guess that maybe answers your question. I don't know. Hopefully it does. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Cut. You can get, or you can make one if you've got an old transmission. You can cut this part right here that bolts right here that your starter mounts to. Well, if you cut that part off, you can mount a starter to that engine that's in the back of your truck, and you can crank it right on the back of your truck. Let's walk around. I think I've got one of these sitting on the bench out here. But I was thinking about if you wanted to try, because you got 3 motors and 2 pans, if I'm not mistaken. You've probably seen Musty. You might have seen me do it too. Crank those engines on the ground, and what you need to do that is a little piece of the back of a back part of a flywheel. Here's one right here. This is a Volkswagen. This one has the 30 PICT2. This is a single port. It's a 1600 but a single port, but the starter mounts right back there, and somewhere around here I have a little piece of a flywheel that allows me to mount that starter. Lord, Mr. Ford, I got all these parts. It may be over here somewhere, I don't know. Nope. Anyway, here it is right here. This piece right here is basically that same section that's cut off the back of that flywheel. If I've got, here's one here. Here is a transmission here, and you can see there's the starter mount where you're looking at that, basically right there. So if you've got an old transmission, you can just cut that off of there. Sometimes you can find someone that will sell you one of these off eBay, and the bolt goes through here that goes right into the back of the motor, holds that in place, and then you put your starter right on that, and then you can crank your engine without it having to be in the car. So I don't know, hope that's helpful, Cut. Okay, so I'm gonna get busy. I wanted to, I'm about to walk through my battery tender here. Yeah, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? I try not to walk through the cord that holds my battery tender in place. Let's see. We're still hooked up good, so, okay. So, there's that. Whee!